Naoufal Fassih, born on September 9, 1980, in Rotterdam, Netherlands, faced numerous challenges throughout his life. From a young age, he struggled with poverty, anger, and aggressive behavior. His criminal activities eventually led him to become one of Amsterdam's most feared individuals. In this video, we'll examine Fassih's turbulent life, from his upbringing in Amstelveen to his rise as a notorious hitman, and explore his involvement in various violent crimes, including the infamous Staatsliedenbuurt incident and his alleged ties to international assassinations. We'll also discuss Fassih's role in the cocaine trade, using fishing boats from Urk to smuggle drugs into the Netherlands. Join us as we reveal the shocking crimes of Naoufal Fassih. Naoufal Fassih, also referred to as Naoufal or Buik, the Dutch word for belly, due to his posture, was born on September 9, 1980, in the bustling and culturally rich city of Rotterdam, Netherlands, but he was raised in and around Amsterdam. His parents originated from an impoverished area in Morocco and relocated to the Netherlands during the 1970s. Fassih was the youngest of 5 children and was raised in challenging conditions. Fassih attended Peter Raap School in Amstelveen, a city near Amsterdam, from 1991 to 1996. Peter Raap is a school specifically designed for children who face various challenges, including behavioral difficulties, learning disabilities, and other issues that make it hard for them to thrive in traditional educational settings. The school offers specialized programs and support to help these students succeed academically and personally. From a young age, Fassih often burst into sudden, intense anger and displayed aggressive behavior. These outbursts could be triggered by small incidents, making it hard for others to predict or manage his reactions. Growing up, he had a difficult life and faced numerous challenges and hardships. Between 2002 and 2012, Fassih was imprisoned in a forensic psychiatric center due to his involvement in an exceptionally dangerous and violent robbery that took place in the Almere area of Amsterdam. The severity of the crime and his behavior during the incident necessitated his placement in a specialized facility designed to handle individuals with significant psychiatric and behavioral issues, indicating the high level of threat he posed to public safety. Forensic psychiatric centers offer therapy, education, and vocational training to address psychological and behavioral issues. The goal is to equip them with skills for a law-abiding life after release, reducing the chance of committing another crime and making communities safer. Following his release from prison, Fassih gained a strong reputation in the Amsterdam underworld, inspiring both fear and admiration among his peers. He became known as a figure who seemed fearless, almost like a legend. His name became associated with power and intimidation, and just his presence was enough to earn respect and fear from others. By forming alliances with numerous criminal groups in Amsterdam, he secured a prominent position at the top. Despite being arrested multiple times throughout his life, he managed to keep a low profile, remaining unknown to anyone outside of the underworld. Fassih's name started getting noticed in the Dutch media around the end of 2012. The incident in the Staatsliedenbuurt was part of a growing conflict within the criminal underworld. The person who was the intended target of the attack survived and informed the chief detective that he recognized Fassih as one of the shooters. He also disclosed further shocking information about him to the chief detective. He told the chief, "You guys are vastly underestimating him. He's got a long list of victims to his name. When he carries out a hit, he leaves no evidence behind." On one occasion, he attacked someone in the leg, leading to his arrest and subsequent imprisonment. Immediately upon his release, he targeted the same person, attacking the person's leg once more. Luckily for Fassih, there wasn't sufficient evidence to bring charges against him for the events of December 2012, so he remained at liberty. There was no doubt about it that he was completely merciless. As if the Staatsliedenbuurt incident wasn't already shocking, Fassih was also connected to the events involving Samir Scarface in August 2014. It's rumored that he was present and likely participated in the assassination attempt on Samir's life at the cafe all-in-one Durs in Benahavis, Spain. Similar to the situation with the Staatsliedenbuurt incident, once again, there was insufficient evidence to bring charges against him for his involvement. Najib Himik was also present at that meeting. Following the incident, Najib Himik disappeared without a trace and was never heard from again. Once again, Fassih was allegedly linked to this incident. It's said that he was responsible for eliminating both individuals on behalf of Rico, the Chilean. This might clarify his connections to the Kinahanses. Another intriguing incident associated with Fassih involved a man named Peter Raap. On November 5, 2015 in Diemen, Peter Raap experienced an unexpected and unpleasant turn of events. On that day, Peter got into his mother's gray Opel Antara. As he enters and starts the car, a Volkswagen Golf speeds towards him. Two men inside the golf course opened fire, shooting at him. Peter quickly stepped on the gas and drove off, veering onto the sidewalk and through the bushes. He eventually crashes into a small pond. He exited the car and stayed submerged underwater until the sound of gunfire ceased. After the chaos subsided, local residents came to his aid, pulling him out of the water. Despite being hit 6 times in the belly, he miraculously survived. Following days of investigation, it was revealed that the driver and shooters were Karim S., Kio C., and Atif M. The investigation focused on suspect Atif M., revealing that Fassih was behind it all again. He was angry that the hit failed and demanded answers from Atif M. right away. Fassih's PGP messages stated, "Do the police have the getaway car? Why wasn't it set on fire in the garage? You could have burned it before the police found it." Atif M. responded meekly, "It couldn't be set on fire right away. We didn't have another car to switch to. We still needed it later. I'm not trying to deceive you. We've talked about everything. We cleaned the whole car with ammonia. I just hope that dog is gone." It's still uncertain why Fassih wanted him dead. It was probably at the request of someone else, as usual. As if his story wasn't intriguing enough already, Fassih is also linked to the remarkable hit on Ali Motamed in Almere, the Netherlands. Ali Motamed was not who he claimed to be. In reality, he was Mohammad Reza Kolahi Samadi, an Iranian man who was sentenced to death by the Iranian government for his role in the largest bombing in Iran's history, which occurred on June 28, 1981, resulting in the loss of 73 lives. Mohammed worked as an electrician in the Netherlands, and after thorough investigation, it was discovered that he had no connections to the criminal underworld. The Dutch Department of Justice stated clearly that Fassih acted as the intermediary. All this became evident after the Canadian servers used for transmitting encrypted messages were confiscated. Randall D. is a prominent figure in Amsterdam's criminal scene, linked to numerous murders. Fassih texts, "The target is a Turkish man in his 40s living in Almere. He drives a white van, but I don't know why he needs to be killed. I don't care about that, haha." He continues, "At 7 o'clock in the morning, he goes to his job." He then instructs Randall to arrange for a house in Almere, intended for the shooters to hide in after completing the job. However, the plans were abruptly disrupted 10 days later when Randall D. was arrested for the assassination of a criminal from Amsterdam named Lucas Boom. However, Fassih found other individuals to carry out the task. These men were Anouar A. and Moreo M. They executed the job early in the morning on December 15, 2015. In an instant, Mohammed ceased to exist. The Dutch General Intelligence and Security Service have long suspected that this was ordered by the Iranian government, although there isn't sufficient evidence to confirm it. The Netherlands, particularly the small city of Urk, has a notable maritime history. Fishermen from Urk traditionally earned their livelihood by fishing at sea. These fishing boats, however, were also utilized for other purposes, such as cocaine trafficking, which Fassih engaged in. Once more, the intercepted PGP messages revealed the details of their operations. They exchanged images of cocaine bricks, discussed prices per kilo, and made trafficking plans among other activities. Fassih, along with 2 others, led this smuggling operation. They loaded kilos onto cargo ships arriving from South America, passing through the Netherlands. Accomplices from Montenegro would also be on board these ships, sharing their sea position to facilitate the operation. Once near the fishermen, accomplices on the cargo ship would toss the shipment overboard. Fishermen would then approach the packages, load them onto their boats, and return safely to the dock. This occurred at night, in pitch darkness at sea. If you're curious about how the fishermen located the shipment in the dark sea, one accomplice's message clarifies it. He mentioned that the cocaine was packed in black duffel bags, each containing 30 kilos, with an empty 30-liter jerry can and 4 lights attached to each bag. This method was used for at least 2 years until the police caught on, making it a profitable route. Observation teams noticed Mohammed S., Leendert R., and Johannes N. frequently meeting at a parking lot, indicating something was about to happen. Their suspicion proved right when Johannes N. was caught in June 2017 with 216 kilos on board, part of a smuggling operation involving fishermen from Urk. Fassih realized he wasn't safe in Amsterdam anymore due to his involvement in numerous crimes and hits, prompting him to flee to Dublin. In Dublin, Fassih lived relaxed and unnoticed. Despite being wanted in the Netherlands, he found refuge in a luxurious safe house provided by the notorious Irish family, the Kinahans. The Kinahan organization, which originated as street dealers in the late 90s, had amassed $1 billion fortune over 2 decades, according to the U.S. Treasury Department. Accused of drug smuggling and recognized as proficient money launderers, the Kinahans constantly sought new avenues for profit. They formed alliances with other criminal groups, including the Moroccan Mafia and the Italian Camorra, establishing a powerful network. Fassih found comfort in Ireland, enjoying a sense of security. However, his sense of security was shattered when there was a police raid on several Kinahan properties, known as their safe houses. Among the targeted locations was a luxurious apartment where the Kinahans often lodged during their visits from Dubai. However, on that particular day, an unexpected individual answered the door, a hefty Dutch-Moroccan man carrying a fake passport. Initially unidentified, he claimed to be visiting his girlfriend for a short period of time. However, during the raid, police found a large sum of cash, nearly 13,000 euros, multiple high-value watches, totaling a value of 90,000 euros, and several phones. The police also noticed his expensive designer sneakers and found a counterfeit Dutch passport and Belgian ID card in his possession, each bearing a different name. This mysterious individual was detained for questioning and fingerprint checks, which eventually revealed his true identity. It turned out to be Naoufal Fassih, one of the most wanted criminals in the Netherlands. The Dutch legal system commenced its proceedings, issuing warrants for the extradition of Fassih. Initially, as described by Irish law enforcement, Fassih was calm and friendly, but his demeanor suddenly shifted to agitation upon receiving the warrant implicating him in the failed assassination attempt on Peter Raap. With Fassih's true identity exposed as the Belly, it became clear that he needed to return to the Netherlands to face justice. While awaiting extradition, Fassih was transferred to the most secure prison facility. However, even this establishment proved inadequate to detain someone of Fassih's caliber. In response, a contingency plan was put in place, leading to the dispatch of a Dutch military aircraft to Ireland to retrieve him. Upon his return to the Netherlands, Fassih faced trial and got an 18-year prison sentence for his involvement in various crimes, including attempted murder and smuggling. As Fassih serves his long sentence, the world grapples with the deadly legacy of a man who stopped at nothing to make money and eliminate enemies. Considering the scale and brutality of Fassih's crimes, including state-sponsored assassination, do you think his 18-year prison sentence was a fair punishment, or should he have received a harsher sentence? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching.